Good morning, my friends. Coming to you 10:30 on a Friday. And after today, I have a 3-day weekend. Without saying. Because I never have. Anyway, last night was very interesting. Again, I'll go into a little bit after this first part. But last night, Pastor Paul had BP Earth Watch on, and then he had Mike, and then he interrupted Mike for some reason about some explosion in Florida. And anyway, first, BP goes back a long time. Now, he may know of me because I was kind of around when these guys were all making their thing. Him, Dutch. I don't have anything against Dutch. I just don't think that everything that he thinks is harp. Okay? Oh, I see the stuff. I see all the markings. Well, maybe, but I'm not sure if I go into that or not. But somewhere in Pastor Paul's video last night, these people were probably saying something. I didn't get to look and see it. Because, see, like I've always told you guys, anything that's big enough and pertinent enough should not be pay. You know what I mean? If there's a comet coming tomorrow, we should all know about it. Well, then it shouldn't be pay for us to know. Or something big war-wise is going to go down, we shouldn't have to pay to be known. Now, I would post this out to these guys themselves if they would ever watch my videos, which I seriously doubt. I actually am friends of a couple of these guys on this Dreaded FP. Marshall Masters is one, but he hardly ever posts. John Moore's another one. He actually has answered me a couple times. But John Moore's not on there. But anyway. And the thing is, and Mike, it's kind of funny too because Gil doesn't really believe a lot of what Mike says, yet they're going to be on the same thing together. But the thing is, Mike's pretty much right about all the things that are going on. And one of the things they did mention later down the line in the video was about ice in Greenland melting. And when the sea level rose 25 feet around the world, that would be a significant sign that, hey man, something's happening. So, let's scroll back to the beginning of the video. It was about 5 minutes in. Of course, we had to deal with pillows and keto and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then running across the screen continuously this website. But I don't mind that as long as you're not talking about it. And if it's important enough, you shouldn't be in all this other pre-crap. YouTube also, this is actually kind of an infringement on your right if you pay. There is a deal that pays for no ads, right? That means you're not going to get interrupted and all that. So what these guys are all doing is they're doing in-video advertising. But you're asking YouTube that you don't want to see commercials. Therefore, you're still paying to watch some infomercial within a video. And I'm not for that. Link it, don't really mention it, however it works. Other thing, webinars. I'm against them because guys like me that can't afford it, I'm never going to know what's going on. And save my DVD for after Armageddon to show my kids. When DVD players won't even be around by then, which are really much fading out. So now we're going to get into the meat of the whole thing. So BP came on, and now everybody has their differences of what this whole thing is. It's a star, it's a comet, it's a planet. BP is more on it than the rest of them because it's two. The big, hard-mass, heavy-mass object that Terrell keeps talking about. Terrell Croft, for you guys that don't know who I'm talking about. We never got into it, but we had a lot of differences. And I never believed half of what he told me. I've gone to his stuff once in a while. I don't really watch it very often. It was always the same thing. Oh, the heavy-mass object, and blah, 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 blah. But at least he's trying to do some good. So, Bob Fletcher was correct with this, and none of us know. This thing out there could have a 26,000-year orbit, like BP says. It could have a 13,000-year orbit, like some say. It could be a 3,600 to 4,000-year orbit, Sitchin. It could have a 300-year orbit, which some think. But at the end of the day, like Bob Fletcher said, it doesn't matter if you're alive to be living through it. Doesn't matter when. So, according to BP, which I already came out and said, this whole big flare, the G5 flare, was only the beginning. That one, when it went out, it wasn't facing Earth. Still created the northern lights all over for days, not just a day and that was it. And now there's another one coming, and I think this time it will be facing Earth. It takes about 2 to 3 days for it to hit us, depending on how fast it comes off. Could be a day if it was real quick. And one of these days, for all these people that laugh, that Carrington event could very well happen. Again, this time, we have nuclear power plants, which would get into meltdown if this all went down huge. And like Mike said, create viruses, which are already happening. There's all kinds of avian viruses all over the world. There's another thing about the dreaded that I will not go into here that I read on the news that talked about how it happened, how it was developed, and who did it. But I'm not going there. You find it, you read it. So Bob is right. It doesn't matter what the frame is, but if you're living in it, then you're here. The dark star is kind of like our sun, only it's burned out. It died, okay? But it's still got gravitational pull and does all this stuff. Then there's another one. And what did BP call it? The thing of old, Anunnaki, all of that, Nibiru. All these things that we've been going on since my days in 2002, I think. So 22 years. And here it is. Now, all I can tell you, like I've told you before, is prepare and be ready. One day when I do a video, I'm going to break down what I have, my meal thing, and show it to you, because I've had it enough. It's probably time to order another one and keep it for a little while, because stuff in there is going to start going bad, and then it's not going to be really, worth it. It's good for a few years, though. And NY Pepper does advertise this company quite a bit. Because I don't try to throw ads out. But that place, I ordered from there. Good thing to carry in your car if you need it. They even sell bug out bags that are already packed. $80, $90. Come to your house tomorrow, boom, you got it. So, one of the things I wanted to go into was that also you got Xi Jinping and Putin, who some people thought was dead, and a picture of them are joining forces. Russia just threw out a video here showing them taking out drones, U.S. drones, in either the Black Sea or the Red Sea. I forgot exactly which one, but one of those is what happened. We need more of this live footage that's real, not AI, not any of that. Like back in my day, when they showed us the Vietnam War, and we came home every night and saw it. We knew what was going on. But BP said this, which I agree. So back in 1984, 85, because it is in the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times, the story of that planet was there. They said it was far away and blah, 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 blah. But it got her quicker than they thought. But what happened was, it freaked them out enough that they knew they could never tell us. So they had to just let it rock. Every man for themselves, and that's how it is. So some of this stuff that's been going around the world, and building all these bunkers and doing all this, isn't really for war. It's to hide from that thing. But when all the big stuff happens, it's going to trap them in there just like the book said. And they'll be prisoners in these caves they can't get out of. So you're probably better to be topside, but who knows what's going to happen to you there. No one knows the exact time or date. No one does. Some of this heifer stuff, they say that they think they already did it. That it was done right on Passover in secret. Because they didn't want Palestine to know. Because then they would have really full scale came after them. I have people that think that Israel's just going to hold all this and take this forever. Biblically, no. Nope. Eventually, they're going to lose their land. And that's when all the big stuff happens. BP is pretty good on what he talks about. Again, I don't ever diss Dutch, but it doesn't mean I don't believe 90% of what he's talking about. If he believes it's all HARP, it's all HARP. Were those lights HARP? No. Well, that's kind of crappy because my laptop lit up and now you can see the light. But anyway, no. Nope. It's not HARP. They didn't have HARP when the Carrington event happened. They didn't have that. So, there goes that theory. But like Bob Fletcher, like I said, if you could find him, somewhere in all my videos that I've done, there's a little 11-hour video of him. Very long, drones on and on, but he gets to the point. Another one that always asks for donations and blah, blah, blah. I kind of get it when you're not working and there's nothing else you do but that. But there it is. Go watch Pastor Paul's recent video from yesterday. I say 5 minutes into the rest of the time it ends. The only thing that I got a little bit miffed over was he got mad because people were saying something about webinars and stuff like that. And he interrupted Mike over this explosion, which could be totally a big deal. But he just kind of cut him off. I wish I could watch this. I wish they would rebroadcast the webinar maybe 2 weeks after. You know what I mean? I'm amazed people don't ever download these and mirror them. Because there was one that was the actual stone steps. That was downloaded by someone else and put out there. It's just, to me, it's not fair to people who don't have the money. So anyway, my friends, I'm about ready to end this video. You guys have a great day. Just understand that a lot of the things we're talking about are starting to happen. See ya.